I am Araceli, a wealth advisor, real estate investor in the United States and Canada, and creator of Wealthy Women in Real Estate. Every week, I meet with Colette, a real estate broker and a real estate investor in Canada. We come together to talk about all things real estate investing and how to increase your wealth. Join us. Welcome, everyone. This is Araceli, transition wealth advisor and real estate investor in the US and Canada. I'm here with my partner Colette, and in our weekly chat today we're going to be talking about property managers. But before we do that, just remember to subscribe so we can continue doing this episodes for you, so you have all this information. Colette, can you introduce yourself?
Sure, of course. Hi, everyone. My name is Colette Rava. I am a residential real estate broker in the GTA with Orion Realty. I never say my brokerage, I should. So that's really, it's not that important to a lot of people because when you hire a financial person, you hire a realtor, you pick us, and the brokerage is just somebody that we work with. But I do have to say it. So my brokerage is Orion Realty. I like working in the GTA West. I'm also an income property specialist and owner myself. And that's why Araceli and I connected how many years ago, and we love to talk about it on the show. This is really our focus, is because we want to help people just like you either get started in income property buying, finances, real estate. Just really growing your wealth that way is exceptional. We hear it all the time, not just us. But this is why we feel that there's not a lot of information out there, really specific information that we like to offer. So yes, please subscribe, like, ask us anything.
And I just want to get a little bit of commercial before we start, because as we talk about with Colette, I've actually developed a course for people that want to get started in real estate investing, and you want to check it out. I have a masterclass, so you can do that and go to www.wealthywomeninrealestate.com and check out the masterclass. Is free, so you can see what I'm teaching. So that's great. Thank you, Colette. And today we're going to be talking about what property managers do. If you are an investor or want to become an investor, this is something that you're going to run into it eventually.
Right, and I get that question all the time with my investors. When do I hire a property manager? What do property managers do? How much do they charge? So we wanted to give you a little bit of information today. We're not going to take too much time, but basically, do you want to start? Like we have a general idea. The other thing I want to say too is not every property manager does the same thing. So before you hire them, you have to ask those questions. What do you do? How much do you charge? How often are you in contact with me? What do I need to think about? What do I need to worry about? If there's issues, who takes care of them? What's the process? What's the communication? So there's a lot when you hire a property manager to deal with your properties. So what do you think? How many doors? So when we say doors, that means how many rental units do you have?
Correct.
So if you have an apartment building, let's say, and you have 20 doors, you might have just a residential home, but you have a basement apartment. So really you have 2 doors.
Yeah.
So it's not about how many people live in the actual units. It's how many, that's why we call them doors, because that one door might have 5 people behind it.
That's right.
So we don't care.
Yeah, basically the other way to look at it is one secluded area in which you have a bathroom and a kitchen and at least a place to sleep. And that is private, so it doesn't matter how many people are in there. So that is one unit or one door that, most people in real estate will
Or if you have like a rooming house, not that that's really popular anymore. I don't know if they call it something different, but that could be you're right. So somebody who has a door is maybe just like that one bedroom or that little let's say like a unit with a bathroom and a little kitchenette and a
well, in the rooming houses, I would not call it a door, because you're actually sharing facilities like the bathroom and the
Okay.
kitchens usually are shared by at least one or two people, depending on how you have the setup. That is more of, you know, you have so many people in the house that are paying individually. But a
Right.
door is basically, the definition of a door is a secluded
A
area where
unit
you have a bathroom and a kitchen. So that's
separate.
why you don't say, well, I have three tenants, and you may have only one apartment that has three people in it. So
Exactly. Yeah.
you
Okay.
have
So
one door.
forget about
Yeah,
yeah.
doors.
Houses are kind of the way I don't even know if there's a lot of rooming houses out there anymore. So let's just forget about that. But honestly, how many doors do you think you will have before you hire a property manager?
Well, there is many different uh, criteria. First of all, you may have only one door. Let's say you have a single family home that you're renting, but it is far away. It is 3 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours from where you are, right?
Yeah.
It could be in another country like I do. So sometimes it's not about the number of doors that you have, but it's about how convenient it is for you. And maybe you don't even have the time to do it, even if it's close by. So I
Right.
don't think it really matters. It's just about what is your time commitment? What does the property need? And also what kind of tenants you have, right?
Right.
Some tenants are more high maintenance than others. So,
Well, that's the other thing too. It depends on the kind of a rental you have because even like you said, if you have one door, but maybe you have an Airbnb, that is a lot of turnaround. You
yes.
have a lot of staff. You need a cleaning person. You need somebody to do the maintenance on the house. You need to do the lawn and the snow
Yeah.
shoveling. So just to manage those people. So ultimately, so to answer the question, what do property managers do? Let's start with admin. So they do a lot. So there is an admin person who sits there. They do the leasing of the property. They take care of that. They should also vet your tenants for you, so you don't have to, especially if you're far away and you can't have your eyes on that person.
Yep.
And that's what they're hired for. Realistically, that is the most important thing is to vet tenants, do the applications, send you all that information, write a proper lease with all of the clauses that you desire in them to keep you safe as a landlord. And then there's also like the most important thing is taking the rents,
Yep.
collecting the rents, and making sure that they're accurate. Um, and you know what else too, especially in Ontario, we have little, tiny rent increases every year. I can't tell you how many landlords don't do it. They don't increase their rent every year, and I'm like, why would you not do that? Send them that increase every year.
Hmm.
Oh, but they're a good tenant. Oh, they're really nice. No, this is a business. You treat it as a business. So same thing, just thinking about a business. If you had a business and you needed to hire staff, why wouldn't you? This is a property manager. This is your staff.
Yeah.
So again, I think that's very important to remember that. I think a lot of people who treat their income properties as just like a side hustle.
Yeah. No, you gotta do have to treat it as a business. And another thing that I wanted to tell you about the property manager, when you are hiring them, make sure that you ask if they need a retainer. And a retainer is basically an amount of money that they're gonna have in, on hand for them to do any emergency repairs. Let's say the toilet backs up and they
Right,
need to call somebody in the middle of the night to get all this fixed up. They need to have that money available so they don't have to bother you, and then they will of course give you a report that this happened, there was an emergency repair, something like that happened, and that they took whatever money out of there. So you have to make sure that you know what that amount is and what are the stipulations, what are the things that are considered emergency that they're going to be using this money for. They cannot just say, oh well, I repaired the roof or I repaired that. No,
right.
those are things that have to be planned ahead of time. And if you know that your roof needs to be replaced in 2 years and they're going to be doing it, then you have to work with them to say, listen, I'm going to give you a certain amount of money until the roof is repaired, or when the roof is repaired, I'm going to give you whatever amount is required to repair the roof. So
Right.
you got to work that out with them. And that's why it's so important to do this ahead of time, because sometimes you don't know. Like I tell you, for experience, I had a really bad property manager that I had to fire because it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. So
Well, that's the other thing too. Like I think with anybody that you hire, communication is key. So with my property that I have in, it's 2 hours away. Of course, I am acting, well, not of course, but I'm acting as a property manager right now only because it's a short-term rental and I don't need a full-time annual property manager. So, and so far it's been fine because of the people that I hire. I've done a really good job, knock on wood, that I really trust these people.
yeah,
I have a great cleaning person and I have a great maintenance person. So, really, when it comes to not hiring a property manager, I still have a lot on my plate when things shit hits the fan, let's say. So if
yeah,
a toilet backs up, if let's say, knock on wood, if something breaks in the house,
yeah,
that I have to either physically go down there myself or I can call my people down there. The communication is key. So when you're trusting someone with your property, that's very, very important. And if they're not communicating, I think that is first and foremost. If they are saying, don't worry, trust me, these are words I don't want to hear.
no, yeah,
No, 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 no. I want to see it with my own two eyes. You either show me, take photos of the
yep,
property, show me what's damaged, or video is great, or whatever it is to explain what the problem is and how they come up with a solution.
yeah,
This is the thing. Even as a landlord, I don't have to come up with a solution, but they do. So a lot of the times when it's maintenance, oh, something happened on the outside, the eave
yeah,
straw fell down. The property manager will have a solution for you and say, this is how much it's going to cost. Yes or no. Like that's a real simple thing that, what I'm mentioning,
yeah,
but it's about how that person knows their stuff. If it's a very good property manager that has multiple units already, you can, before you hire them, you can talk to the other people that are using their services, right? Wouldn't you do that with any contractor,
yep,
anybody that you hire? You want to know how they communicate, what they offer, all these things. The other thing too is when it comes to vacancies. So vacancies and how they get paid.
yeah.
They don't want vacancies because usually how they get paid is based on the units being full.
Exactly. It's a percentage of what they collect monthly. And we'll say they collect, but normally right now, with all of the interaction in the banks, usually you will have your tenant deposit the rent directly into the bank, or they will take it directly from their account. But they have to make sure that those things go through in case the tenant didn't have enough money. They have to be on top of that because if one of the units didn't go through, they have to call them right away and give them a notice because the rent is late.
That's
So,
right.
and some people, they don't look at their bank accounts too often, that they might say, oh, I forgot that I paid for this and now I didn't have enough money to pay for the rent, and now the check bounces. Well, there's no more checks, but
Right.
the payment
Yeah, they didn't
bounces.
deposit. Right. They didn't deposit for whatever reason.
So
They
that is
called.
one of
Yeah.
the really important tasks that the property manager has, because if it doesn't go through, then it has to go and find out what happened, and it has to be done right away.
And who's doing all that admin, that pain in the butt admin of chasing the tenants,
Yep.
sending them the proper forms that or let's say they leave and then you have to go and take pictures of the unit. There's a lot of work to be done with being a property manager. So when you have your own property and you
Yep.
have to do all these things and stay on top of them, let's say somebody just takes off in the middle of the night and your tenant is, they've left the unit in terrible condition and you're 2 hours or 3 hours or 5 hours away. Who's knocking on that door? Who's going to take care of that? You have so many other issues when that happens, and knock on wood, it never happens to anybody, but it does happen. So when it comes to the admin, the accounting, the going to court with tenants,
Yep.
this is all should be under the property management umbrella,
Correct.
right? All
Yeah.
that admin. So the other thing too is I honestly think that if you have a good property manager, your property should never be empty
Yeah, that's
because that's
correct.
how, yeah, and they are leasing it to the right people. And knowing what's in that lease, you still have to do all that stuff. You still
Yeah.
have to look over.
They should be trained. And then just, I wanted to mention as well that depending on how big the property management company is, some of them, they will already have staff that are going to be doing plumbing or any repairs. Maybe they have handyman or anybody that is doing the actual work because they're big enough. They have enough doors that they're managing that they have that capacity. But property managers that are smaller, they might have to hire somebody else, like an independent contractor. And
Right,
that is a difference because sometimes the cost will be higher because they have to hire somebody that is private,
right,
correct? And
right.
sometimes the repair might not be done right away because they have to go with the availability of the contractor,
Of
right?
course, or there might be other issues. So, you replace a toilet and then they realize, oh, guess what? All
Yeah,
the plumbing needs
exactly.
to be
It
done.
doesn't, it didn't work.
And then what do you do with the tenant? Like there are things that may happen along the way where, the tenant has to move out and then to know the laws where you live or where the property is, to know how to get a tenant out, what you're responsible as a landlord for that tenant, what kind of insurance you need, all that admin stuff. Like I hate admin. I'm going to say it out loud.
So do
I hate
I. Nobody does.
it. Same thing with accounting. The administration of the property manager should give you all that accounting information at the end of the year. So when you go to do your taxes, it's so easy, so
Yes.
easy. So things like that, really, when you think about that percentage that you're paying the property manager, well worth it, in my opinion, to not
Yeah.
have to deal
Oh,
with it.
absolutely. But you have to have the right property manager that they understand and that they're local
Yeah,
because they have to be looking after your property.
yeah.
Not only like the major or the things that they need to be maintained, but did you notice that one of the windows was broken and the tenant never reported it? So you need to somebody to keep an eye on things, because I'm also serving as a property manager in my property. I always try to go there every couple months just to look around and see if there's anything, any
Right.
garbage outside, something that is out of the ordinary that is
Oh,
I see broken, right? But also, what I do with my tenants, I do the inspection and I see somebody in
sorry, I know. He was asleep, but he's so excited about being a
I,
property manager.
I know, I see that. So the other thing that
Yeah,
I do,
it's
if
okay.
you are doing your own property management, is that I schedule a visit to their apartments, to the apartments every 6 months,
Of course.
check that everything is working. And then you also have the ability to see, okay, if there's anything that they haven't reported, like a broken window or something that you can see in the maybe the kitchen, it's leaking, like the
Of
faucet,
course. Yeah,
something
I
like that,
agree.
right?
And that has to be written into the, so imagine you travel 4 or 5 hours to get to your property, but the tenant doesn't allow you into the property.
No,
All
that you
these
have to
things
give them proper
you
notice.
need to, but it also has to be written in the lease.
Yeah,
So once you make that decision, the property manager says, yes, we're allowed to go. Here is the written approval that they know that you're coming.
yeah,
They can't send you away. So if they do, then there's other issues that,
exactly.
you
Oh
have
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you
that
have to
have to
have
be dealt with.
access, obviously, with the proper notice,
Yeah.
and they need to know why you're there. Like
Right.
I'm just
And
not going
always,
there to check what's going on.
no, and go to the property with the property manager at the same
Yeah,
time. You don't just show up and say, hi, I'm your
yeah,
landlord. You have that person, that frontline person that, you should have that. Again, it goes to communication with the tenant and the property manager that they can freely talk to each other and have that communication open.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
that is basically all that we have today. So just remember, if you do need a property manager, please vet them just like you will vet a tenant. Ask around, ask for referrals. If you have a property that is far away, I would highly recommend that you get a property manager because it's just going to be a hassle and it might sometimes might be something very simple to do. But check what are their restrictions, what are they doing, and what are they going to provide to you. A good property manager that will give you a full report every year of what happened, and your property would be tenanted at least 90% of the time. So, and in
Absolutely.
good
And
shape, of course.
hire local. Absolutely
Yeah.
hire someone who knows the area and can talk really, really well about the area that
Yeah,
you're going to.
absolutely. Well, thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe for more information, and also send us your questions if you want something specific that you want to know about real estate investing or finances. We're here
Yay.
for you. Thanks, Colette.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thank you for being here on the show. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when there are more shows available. And if you would like to have more information on how to start investing in real estate, please visit my website at www.aracelihernandez.com. Thank you.